No one is anywhere near her. Do you see how she has like 3 or 4 feet at least around her where there's no one in her space? And she's like, do not touch me. You're not really doing a very good job of minimizing the view that anti-feminists have that women are shrill, for sure. So this says, today the brave TERFs journeyed deep into the smoking remains of Portland despite the thousands of Antifa super soldiers roaming the streets, and in a shocking act of male violence. Thanks for gendering all the trans men correctly. They were tragically murdered by some pies. Salute and cry. Okay, let's see what we got here.
There was supposed to be a rally here today. A large rally. Not just a couple of women. There were women from all over the world coming here today.
What happened to them?
Why there is no rally today?
Why?
Because of credible death threats against the main speaker's life. And activists are coming.
Okay, so that's pretty par for the course for like feminist trying to speak. Like feminists get threats of all kinds. And let's keep in mind also that there was a recent supposedly attempted swatting on Marjorie Taylor Greene where the person claimed that they were doing it on behalf of trans people, but like no evidence to substantiate that. You know, this could easily be, it could be an inside job, or, you know, like it could potentially be someone who doesn't, you know, represent or speak for the trans movement is what I'm trying to say. Like calling in the death threats or whatever. But yeah, let's continue. Whoa, was that inbuilt or was that on my computer?
Activists are coming right now.
It glitched out right when these people ran up and pied all these TERFs.
We just got attacked. We just got attacked by Antifa.
We got attacked by Antifa.
Wants to sing her song, and I'm going to just give her the floor.
Oh my god, why is that playing so much music right now? She got pied. Who is this? Who are you talking? Who is this? Why is there so much music? It's very annoying. Oh my god, I hate that so much. Anyway, they got pied. That was the grave attack, the grave assault on these TERFs, was they got pied. You know, the glitch was held perfectly. Yeah. We just got attacked, bro. It's whipped cream, right? You know, crying victim. It's like, obviously on a technicality, anytime you touch someone else or throw something at someone else without their permission, you could be booked up for assault. Okay, whatever. Legal definitions of assault aside, why, it's such extreme violence. I know. How could you do this to people? How could you do this horrendous assault? You pie someone in the face because you don't take them seriously. It's like, you're not serious. So you get pied in the face because it's a slapstick comedy thing. Obviously, if it was intended as a violent attack, like those people could have just come through with bats and hammers, but they didn't. They pied you in the face. It's pretty low stakes thing to have happened to you, okay? And it's also very, very funny. It's deeply funny. Like, look at that. Look at that TERF lady's face. This is deeply, deeply hilarious. Right? Yeah, please, these TERFs have families. So, yeah, were there actually any death threats, or were there just not many people who wanted to go? Were there any credible death threats? Like, that's a question. First the punch scene around the world, Richard Spencer getting clocked. Now the pie scene worldwide. Hell yeah. Their first thought is that it's Antifa, which associates them with fascists, of course. Help, we're being attacked by anti-fascists, but why though? Well, because we're oh ho ho, nearly made me say the quiet part out loud. Trixie TRAs. We enjoy some of the comments. Yep. Okay, so I think humiliation is an effective tactic. Yeah, and it's funny. Oh my god, humiliation is absolutely an effective tactic. I think that if we were to, you know, I made the argument before when we were talking about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. I was like, I kind of wish almost that we lived in a society where you could just slap the shit out of somebody for coming at you sideways, because like, I think that there are people who really just like don't check themselves at all. And like, I think it kind of like, maybe there would be less stupid bullshit transphobia and racism in our day-to-day lives if you could just pop someone in the mouth for being racist toward you or whatever. But truly, I do think that the way to solve this problem, truly, at the end of the day, is by normalizing the pieing someone in the face. Because it accomplishes some of the same objectives of like, I don't like this person and I want something bad to happen to them and I want to do something kind of violent toward them. And it's also like, their ideas are wrong and I'm going to humiliate you for having a wrong idea, you know? Yeah, what if we just whipped cream on a paper plated people in the face when we didn't like what they're saying. Like, what a peaceful and humorous way to solve our differences, right? Legalize pie, exactly. Legalize pies. This is so easy to make a campaign for, too. Legalize pies. Do it. Do pie, but with ghost pepper extract in the cream. That's not allowed. That's like pepper spraying someone directly in the eyeballs. We're gonna say that's not allowed. Holy crap, I guess I really can't sleep today. Well, it's healthier for you to get up out of bed if you cannot sleep, rather than to lie there awake. That's bad sleep hygiene. And also, it would be a waste of ghost pepper, because ghost pepper is so fucking delicious. I recently ate some more of my... I'm salivating just thinking about it. I recently ate some more of my strawberry and ghost pepper jam. Oh my god. It's so good. Oh my god, I might have to eat some more after stream. I'm salivating. Oh my god. I'm hungry today. Along with the pie in the face, there seems to have been retaliatory action. Like, it seems like this might have been like a thing back and forth a bit, and that actually it's possible that the TERFs, like, again, like, pieing someone in the face has this like kind of slapstick quality to it. If you escalate beyond that, I would say that you've escalated, you know, like pie in the face. Like, if you respond with something similar to pie in the face, but if you respond by, like, for example, I saw someone saying, we were talking, Katie Montgomery was posting about how the counter protesters were pepper sprayed. So we have an article here, but this says Posey Parker, whose actual name is Kelly J. Keen's supporters got violent and pepper sprayed 5, quote, young counter protesters at this latest hate rally. By the way, absolutely zero surprise to hear the name Gianna Hoke. I am not familiar with that person, but let's read this like article and see what this is about. So, pepper spray and shouting as people clash at anti-transgender rally in Tacoma on Wednesday. So this is in Washington, I think. This is like near Seattle. Or is this video of the event? We gotta let this fucking 30-second advertisement play? Okay. A rally held by a British anti-trans activist and her supporters dissolved into shouting and pepper spray Wednesday at Tacoma's Tollefson Plaza. Kelly J. Keen, who goes by the pseudonym Posey Parker, is on a speaking tour in the United States. She's the head of a group Standing for Women, which says it supports free speech and women's sex-based rights. It is virulently anti-transgender. Okay, is this gonna show me the rally now? Okay, so we have trans rights protest dissolves into shouts pepper spray. Do we have some volume here?
Rights are human rights! Trans 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 rights are human rights!
No one is contesting that women are human. It's such a non sequitur for the crowd to be saying, like, trans rights are human rights. And she's like, women are human. Like, nobody is questioning that. What the problem is that actually is that you are denying trans people their humanity, you dumb lady.
Trans rights are human rights! 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 Trans rights are human rights!
Fuck you. Just wrote it on the sign real quick.
Do not touch me! Do not touch me! Do not touch me!
No one is anywhere near her. Do you see how she has like 3 or 4 feet at least around her where there's no one in her space? And she's like, do not touch me. You're not really doing a very good job of minimizing the view that anti-feminists have that women are shrill, for sure.
Do not touch me! Do not touch me!
She says, do not touch me, and then walks closer toward the group of people that she's screaming at. What is this lady's issue?
Do not touch me!
She is getting hysterical for real.
Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Did someone already touch her and that's why she kept saying that? Like, wow. Anyway, counter-protesters soon grew to at least 200 and descended into the plaza. Posey Parker left the rally. What is happening? Stop making noise immediately. Thank you. Great. Standing for Women activist Amy Sousa attended the rally and called herself pro-woman. We peaceably assembled for our free speech, and we were mobbed by this group of mostly angry children. We don't believe there's like a million different identities. There's gender flux and demi-boy and alien girl and cat gender. All of those people sound like people I would like to hang out with. So we don't believe in any of that. And then Gianna Hoke, arguing with a group of young counter-protesters, she sprayed a counter-protester in the face with pepper spray. Oh, that's who she's screaming "Do not touch me" is Gianna Hoke, who Katie was saying, like, if you're familiar with her name, like, she's had it out for me for a long time, and she keeps getting suspended for being hateful toward me. So yeah, we had someone pepper spray someone else, and like, is that part on camera? I would like for that part to be on camera, or to like go into it a little bit more in depth. A volunteer medic who declined to be identified said that they treated at least 5 other protesters for pepper spray. Hoke said that she was spit at and pushed. She said, "I was prepared for the violence." One protester's hand was injured and required medical treatment, said Hoke. Pay attention to who says what. Always pay attention to who is saying what. Counter-protesters Katie Evans and Sweet Pea Flaherty offered comfort to the young counter-protesters, many who appeared to be Tacoma School of the Arts students. We were trying to drown out their message and make them feel like it was time to leave. Trying to just make a bunch of noise and make them go away. One counter-protester sprayed the rally with silly string, and then Hoke responded with pepper spray, hitting someone in the face with the liquid. I don't know. Cervantes got mentioned earlier in the article, I'm assuming. Said that they used violent tactics. Hoke had come prepared to hurt somebody. We weren't hurting anybody. Like, I guess someone used silly string, and that was their justification for using pepper spray. Like, okay. Tacoma police spokesperson said one person had reported a cell phone was taken from their hand and smashed to the ground, which resulted in a suspect's arrest for simple arrest and malicious mischief. But they don't specify whose phone got thrown on the ground. Like, did one of the TERFs grab a trans person's phone and throw it on the ground? Unclear. And then the response to this, I wanted to look at this a little bit as well. Someone responded to her tweet saying, "Oh, interesting. So you've drawn a moral line in the sand this morning. You condone assault by pie, but pepper spray is too much. How do you draw the line between acceptable assault and unacceptable assault?" Like, as we've pretty thoroughly discussed, like, it's a pretty patent difference. It's a pretty obvious difference between pieing someone in the face and pepper spraying them in the face. Yeah, there is a moral line between pepper spray and a custard pie. Like, I generally don't think that you should pepper spray someone unless they are, like, actively about to fuck you up pretty bad. Because it's, like, it's not like an unserious thing to pepper spray someone in the face, you know? There's also a moral line between pro-LGBT protesters and fascists, but, you know, here we have pictured vicious TRA assaults innocent GC, followed by a GC expressing concerns to violent TRAs. The shitposting is just so incredible. Like, the shitposting from Katie Montgomery is incredible. Yeah, equating a pie to pepper spray, how deeply unserious is that? Silly string me turfy mommy, true. Yeah, I wonder what is more stifling to free speech. Other people exercising their right to free speech or pepper spray? Holy shit, that gif though, when did that happen? Oh, Forrest. Oh, Forrest. You're like 17, aren't you? You're a young one. Or maybe you're like 20. You're young, though. I remember you being young. This happened in the Occupy protests. Was this Occupy? Was this that long ago? I don't think this was Occupy Wall Street. This was like early in the Trump presidency, I think. Or wait, was this more like when I was a young warthog? It might have been Occupy Wall Street. Yeah, but no, these people are just seated, and that's like police military grade pepper spray just going directly into their faces. Yeah. That was Obama age. Okay, so it would have been when I was a young warthog. Occupy Wall Street. Yep. That was Occupy Wall Street started what, in 2010? 2009 maybe? Long time ago. Yeah, at UC Davis. Were there any other things in here that I wanted to talk about with this? Yeah, this person says pepper spraying children. We don't have confirmation that they were teenagers. They might have been, though. They were high school students. Some people are claiming that the counter protesters were high school students. So, like, if this lady Gianna Hoke, if she doesn't turn out to have a good reason to have pepper sprayed teenagers, like, she might be in some significant legal trouble from having assaulted, pepper sprayed teenagers. Yeah, and someone else here says you have to either be incredibly violent with your pie or have extremely bad luck, such as your target has a very rare contact allergy, in order to do the kind of damage that pepper spraying can do. Like, pepper spraying, here's the thing. Always keep in mind, there are people with asthma there is a nominal chance, like there is a non-existent chance that you will kill someone by triggering like a breathing episode. If people can't breathe, honey, you have like a minute, maybe, to get that person some significant help. If significant help is not there within like 5 minutes, that person gonna die, because breathing is something you need to do like constantly. So yeah, if you pepper spray someone, like, it's kind of like if you shove someone, you're running the risk that they're gonna trip and fall and bust their head open and just die. You know, you have to be aware of what you're doing. Casper says, my uncle once pepper sprayed me in the face, and I can tell you it is not just a little quick sting. It hurts so bad, on God. Right. Yes, pepper spray plus asthma equals decent chance of needing intubation. It is not something that you should just kind of do to people. And yeah, if you do it to a teenager relatively unprovoked, she kept screaming, do not touch me! Do not touch me! It's like, nobody's touching you. Like, nobody is anywhere near you. Nobody touched you in the first place if it was really silly string. But that part I didn't see a video for, unfortunately. Katie, is it true that you think it's okay to squirt someone with a water gun but bad to taser them? Deepest hypocrisy, IMO. Oh my God. All right. You'll also have to consider that they may have had something else that they could use on you that's just as bad or worse than pepper spray. You could be hit with some other nasty chemical agent. If you buy mace, doesn't mace like chemically break down into fucking like cyanide? Like, that's part of why it was so fucked up that we were using expired cans of police grade mace shit, because it causes like birth defect type issues. Like, trans men who haven't had a period in years spontaneously get their period after being maced at a protest. Like, it's not a great concept. Not good. Not good. So I wanted to just do a little quick update on this TERF rally thing that was happening in Tacoma, Washington. We talked about it last week, where there was this TERF group that showed up and these people counter-protesting, and that one woman who kept screaming, she was like, don't touch me! Don't touch me! But nobody was anywhere near her, and she's sitting there wielding fucking pepper spray. So she pepper sprayed someone. Someone got pied earlier in the day, just like with a whipped cream, like pie in the face, pied. And then later in the day, this woman, Gianna, I think her name was, she pepper sprayed some of the counter protesters, and we were like, what the fuck is happening? We didn't know who it was who got pepper sprayed, like, per se. So we're now getting some more information about that. Like, first of all, like, it turns out that this protest was happening near a high school, like right next to a high school. So of course the Gen Z kids come out and they go like, oh, we don't want you here, like, get out of here. And those were the main protesters, as it turned out. Like, these people are mostly high schoolers. So this is that lady. She's, stop touching, don't touch me. These people, look at that. These are high schoolers. These are teens. And she pepper sprayed some of them. And we were like, what the fuck? So just to be clear, this is the person who got pepper sprayed. I don't love showing their picture because they're a minor. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this here because I don't actually want to show their face on my stream. Did that work? Yes. Okay, so yeah, you just have to look at my files for a second here so that we can look at this post by this person. Today I was sprayed with bear mace directly in my face during a protest against trans women. I was on the opposite side, and while we were peaceful, the other side had already maced children and kids from my school and used racial terms and slurs, which were thrown at me, as was a phone. Like, a phone was thrown at this child. I will be pressing charges because I am allergic to mace, and this was mace meant for bears, not humans. Anyway, it's been hours, and my skin still feels like it is going to fall off and burns like hell. I just want you all to know this garbage woman is blaming everything on me, a 14-year-old, standing up for what I believe and calling me a liar. But yes, I will be pressing charges, and here's the proof of what happened. I don't want to show their picture on my stream because they're a 14-year-old minor, but their skin is obviously puffy and inflamed. It doesn't look like it feels good. It looks like a severe allergic reaction, really. It looks like if they came in contact with poison ivy on their face. And they are a light-skinned black person, as far as I can tell by how they look. So I just want to point that part out as well, because there is an aspect of that that includes like a racial aspect. We see, who was it? Someone down here said, yeah, so this person said, it's literally just racism, LMAO. The hypermasculinization of black people, more specifically black women and girls, is like a textbook form of racism. Like the 14-year-old does look like they might be a girl. So it's, yeah, just like the racism of up here, because this is where the gender criticals are at in response to this. Here's where they're at right now. Some person is saying feminists don't mace kids regardless of the provocation. And then this gender critical is saying, then I'm just not a feminist. Where I'm from, pepper spray is the legal, humane alternative to shooting a violent offender in the head, which is also legal. Feminists are not doormats or punching bags for violent males, period. Like, keep in mind, we have clearly just established that one of the people who got maced was a 14-year-old female black person, by all appearances. And this person is saying, like, we will mace teenagers if they seem like they might be violent males. True, though. True. So that was just a wee little update. We now know for sure that it was high schoolers who got pepper sprayed. The pepper spray was made again, just take another look at the, hold on. Yeah, the volume is not on. If we take a look at what she has in her hand, do you see this big fucking orange canister in her hand? That's the mace. Like, that's the pepper spray. Does that look like... Hold on. Where are my keys? Hold on. So here, I have some pepper spray. This is like, goes on your keys. This is a standard kind of like, I just want a little bit of self-protection. Okay? This little thing. Now compare this to what she has in her hand. Look at that thing. Bright orange, giant canister. You show up to an event like that with something like that, you intend to use it. If you show up to an event with something like this, you might think like, oh, you know, that you're just gonna keep that in your pocket. It's intended to be in your pocket. Like, quite literally, it's intended to go in your pocket with your keys, or in your purse with your keys. This shit is not meant to be put in your pocket. That's meant for you to use it. It's not like we're stupid. We can tell what you're doing. If you show up to a protest saying how bad trans women are, stop locking women in with rapists, and you come with fucking bear mace, we know what you're doing. It's not cute. You're fucking around. At some point, you will find out. Wasn't the lady from Utah, she might have had use for actual bears? Leave it the fuck home. You know what else? You know what? If she lives in a place where there's fucking bears, she probably has a use for like a fucking really big high caliber gun too, but you don't bring a fucking rifle to a protest like this because you're not putting down bears. Anyway, just screaming. Don't worry about me. I guess the children only matter if they're white cisheads. I mean, yeah, that's another one of the aspects of this shit too, is that they have a tendency to be like, oh my god, the children, but then they just fucking mace high schoolers like a literal minor, like a 14-year-old. A 14-year-old is so far from being an adult, and you're like, yeah, because you were tall or black or whatever, I'm gonna like mace you. Keep in mind also that being maced causes reproductive issues. There were a whole bunch of people during the protests in 2020 who, like, had miscarriages and spontaneous periods when they weren't expecting one and shit like that, you know? Yeah, she used the bear spray. How do you protect yourself from mace? The only thing you can really do to protect yourself is to have a very nice, tight-fitting set of goggles. And I guess, you know, get some saline to wash your eyes out with, potentially. But yeah, as I think the only way to really effectively protect yourself against mace, oh, and also a breathing apparatus, goggles and a breathing apparatus. You can get a full face cover, face shield with like a plastic lens and a breathing apparatus. What if you have glasses on? Will that protect? The thing about aerosolizing capsaicin is that it's aerosolized. So, like, the shit itself might, like, spray across your glasses, but once it's if it's hit your face and it's near the face and the eyes and it's been aerosolized and it's like a fine mist, there's like a fine mist everywhere around your glasses that is you're gonna like turn your head and it's gonna immediately go behind your glasses. You need like sealing kind of goggles or like a sealing face mask, you know? Does it go through clothes or masks? I don't know about masks. Probably. Like if you're just wearing a cloth mask, then for sure. But yes, mace can go through clothes. If it gets on your skin, it can cause like burns, like rashes and burns. Fairly mild burns, but still it's unpleasant. It doesn't feel good. It hurts like a bitch. So that's another reason why when you're attending protests, it's recommended that you wear long sleeves and all. Because yeah, dude, mace can burn your skin. So you want to wear like thick clothes. If it penetrates into your clothing, then it can obviously like stay close to your skin and like continuously burn you. So be aware, do your best with what you have. This is part of why I don't go to protests, because I don't feel like I have the PPE required. PPE stands for personal protective equipment. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to all of my patrons for supporting this work that I do. I appreciate every single one of you, but I want to especially shout out Tiago Nascimento, Mersh Rolvog, Jovian F. Gaudreau, Amanda B., Heather Clarkson, Michelle Winter, R. Halverson, Athiette, Sarah A., Wellington Marcus, Nova, Mr. Atheist, Elizabeth Bartell, Suzanne Maynard, Sojo, and Bean.